Sales coach and motivational speaker Ron Garverick has made the journey from poverty to wealth in his own life, and his passion is to help you in your success journey as well. His methods are proven because he lives them daily, and you can too. Introducing Ron Garverick.
Welcome to another episode of the Automotive Architect Sales Podcast. I am your host, Ron Garverick. I really appreciate you guys being on here again. Last time we were on here live, we had Mr. Christian Thies with Street VW of Amarillo. So great turnout with that one. I hope we do the same with this show. But not only did I have Christian Thies on, but this Sunday, we have certain individuals that took time out of their night when they would preferably be wanting to go to bed or do something else like that. They took time to master their craft, get a little better in the automotive industry. I usually do this training every Monday at 10:45 a.m., but we've been missing a few days because of other stuff going on, and so I just decided to invite them on the Automotive Architect Sales Podcast show. But before we even get there, I want to name off some sponsors. We got Dealer Elite, the most recognized automotive social network in the world. Sign up now and engage with the best and brightest in our industry. Also, we have Street Volkswagen of Amarillo. They have the all-new ID4. They're trying to electrify Amarillo and the world. So don't forget, go to www.streetvw.com and check out the new lineup of new and pre-owned and used vehicles. And also, Garv Automotive. For all your training needs, and I mean from BDC to finance, sales, management training, go to garvautomotive.com and check out some of the training there. And also, don't forget, we have the Manager TO podcast, as well as the Automotive Architect Sales Podcast. We have the Manager TO podcast. Don't forget about checking out that podcast when you have the opportunity. If you look up on the top right-hand corner, that is the logo. If you go into Audible, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Spotify, Pandora, you could check that out over there and get a great opportunity to get 2-3 minute closes when customers give you an objection. So proud to be on tonight, proud to have everybody on. Just in a few minutes, I will be letting everybody make an appearance, but we have to pay the sponsors. So we'll be right back in a moment.
Discover your daily deal at the dating site for automobiles, StreetVW.com. Here's General Manager John Luciano.
You can save thousands on this showstopper, the revved up Volkswagen Atlas Crossport, or get ultra low monthly payments on all new and used vehicles, like on the Volkswagen Atlas. And remember, many Volkswagen vehicles are famous for outstanding fuel economy.
And meet the Volkswagen ID4. This affordable electric SUV is going to change everything. Hurry and discover your daily deal now at StreetVW.com. Street Volkswagen of Amarillo, 5000 South Sonsi.
All right, welcome back to the Automotive Architect Sales Podcast on a special evening, Sunday evening. Some people got out of church, some people got done, picking their nose, whatever it may be. Some probably just relaxed and spend time with their family today, which is important. Now, we have a few people that don't have their cameras on. If you have cameras, turn them on, please. If not, you're fired. No, I'm playing. But on second thought, I told this one salesperson, I said, I need you to be on 15 minutes before anybody else because you happen to always be late all the time. And I told this individual, you would even be late for your own funeral. So with further ado, I want to introduce Pua Crawford.
That was not nice at all.
Mic's off. Oh, there we go. Someone don't want her to talk. There we go. Hey, you got to turn your mic on.
My mic
There
is on
you
now.
go.
Can you hear me? There I am.
Yeah, we sure can. Yeah, we put you on mute. No play. We have Skylar. Skylar's not on camera, but which is fine.
Weak.
Hope your mic works. So if you have we have Cole Joseph. He's on tonight. Oh, there we go. In the dark.
In the dark.
And then we got the Twin Towers, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Thank you for joining us today. No, I'm playing. And then
You guys even hang out on Sunday at 10?
We live
we
together.
have to. Have y'all seen the movie Step Brothers?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Love
Yes, Step Brothers. And then we have Hector.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Hector.
And then, of course, I was shocked. Caden. Okay.
Oh boy, Caden.
And last but not least, out of everybody in this lineup, besides Pua and, well, I think he got the lights on. Donnie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can see you.
But I appreciate y'all coming on tonight. It means a lot to me, but I know it means a lot to y'all also, due to the fact everybody that came on wants to get better, everybody wants to learn, and everybody wants to succeed in this business, and that's a good thing about it. So,
Yeah.
what I want.
It's so funny, weirdos.
Hector is going down on Modelo.
It's Modelo time.
Modelo time.
Hey, it's my personal time. Leave me alone.
So now we got that out of the way, and I can edit that in the reverse. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. We're going to talk about opportunity. We're going to talk about what ABC means and what ABL means. And so if you have any pieces of, paper or a pen, please have something to write with. But, let's start talking about opportunity. The opportunity that each and every one of y'all have now with being able to work for this organization we call Street VW. And the opportunity that you've been handed, it goes two ways. One, it goes with what you're given personally and what you're given professionally. And if you write down opportunity with the OPPORTI, all the way down, you can pinpoint what each of those letters mean, okay? And so what I mean by that is O stands for obstacles. If you have an opportunity, most of the time you go through obstacles. You go through changes, you go through personal obstacles, professional obstacles, everything that has been given to you in your life that will try to stop with this opportunity that you're given. And so I always tell people, you have obstacles in your life. And if you want to get past them, you've got to know how to handle it. The P of opportunity is people. You can't have this opportunity without people, right? You can't have a life of luxury if people are not involved in it. And so people will make the transaction for money for a car. People at the dealership will be able to provide you the knowledge, the managers provide you the knowledge to get better in this organization. The other P that we have may be hard for some, and it's because you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for this opportunity that's been given to you. And what I mean by being prepared is you need to have enough knowledge. You have to be able to know what to say when a customer says, I need to think about it. You have to be prepared to show up on time. You have to be prepared to know the product that you're trying to sell. Not only believe in the product, but be prepared to know everything about the product that you're trying to sell. And the O in opportunity, the second O in opportunity is objections. And we always talk about objections on how to overcome them, right? When you hear a customer say, I need to think about it, what is the answer that we normally give the customer, the reaction, the response? And it's, if you don't know what to say, you'll say, okay, here's my business card. Let me know when you're able to come back. Let me know what you think about. And the true response is, and I've said this before, you have 4 levels of, and it's the 4 P's: price, product, payment, and person. That's the only thing that they need to think about. But the majority of the time, we don't know what to say, or we're too scared to say it to get a customer to respond back. Like, I need to think about it. Okay, here's my business card. Let me know what you think, or if you talk to your wife. But you need to really think about. Another true response is, do you need 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks? And when the customer says, no, 2 or 3 days would be perfect. Well, let me give you something to think about in those 2 to 3 days. Is this the car you want to buy? Is this the car that fits your budget? And am I the salesperson you want to buy from? And if they say yes on all 3 of those, then there's nothing really to think about because they've already thought about it, right? So you keep that in mind when a customer says they need to think about it. Don't be scared to ask them what they need to think about, because they really don't. Thought, we already established, thought is instantaneously. It's so instant that right now you're thinking that you need to take a swig of your water, right? Or a beverage that you're drinking, Hector. You need to figure out what you're trying to drink. You already thought about, man, this beer tastes real good. But you thought about it. You thought about, before you sat down on that couch right now, you thought about drinking a beer. Pua, she knew that she needed to be on at 9:45. So she thought about what she needed to get prepared before she got there. So what I'm trying to say is, you already think all the time. You don't need to think about anything. It's already thoughtful. R in opportunity. Each and every one of y'all have a reason to be here selling cars, right? Y'all have a reason. You just got to figure it out. T is time. You have to maximize your time. You have to minimize your time, and you have to be on time. If you're scheduled at 8:45, why don't you show up at 8:30? Well, Ron, I got to go get my energy drink. I got to go get my protein shake. I got to go get me a couple of burritos. I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh, Ron, I got to get you a tea. There's so many excuses. If you show up 15 minutes on, and I'll tell you, I hate being late. I hate being late more than anything, not only because I tell you guys don't be late, so I need to show and be on time, but it's common courtesy. It's getting your day started. I see people that come in all the time and they're always running crazy, rushing to get in, showing up to the sales huddles 2 minutes after the time they're supposed to be in there, and they're not doing what they need to be doing to maximize their time. You and opportunities, you got to understand why you're here. You got to understand why you're in this career path that you chose. You got to understand why you have to always be learning. You always have to be reading a book. You always have to be knowing your objections, your closes. You always got to know how to become a better person, know your product knowledge, the new ID4 coming out, the new towels coming out. You got to always understand why you're doing what you're doing. The in opportunity is no excuses. You have to have a positive mindset. You have to have a reason to be here and make no excuses. If you're having a bad day, that's no excuse. If you have a significant other having a bad day, that's no excuse. If you're not selling a car, that's no excuse. When you stop with the excuses, you start finding your results. The I in opportunity. You have to have an idea why you're here. You have to have an idea why you have this opportunity. It didn't just been thrown at you. It's because you want to be better. You want to be better in life. You want to be better in your professional and your personal life. You're done with the hourly 9-to-5 job. That don't get you anywhere. That don't make you alive. That's working on a monthly budget and not a financial plan. So you have an idea why you're here. You just need to know how to implement it. T in opportunity is teamwork. I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't get to where I am today if it wasn't for other people in my life. The backing of my significant other, the support that I got from her, the support I got from John Luciano, the support that I got from Kyle Elder, is because there was a team of people saying, you know what, I think you would be an asset company, and I think that you have an opportunity to help this store grow and help yourself grow. I couldn't do it without a team. I couldn't do it without people supporting me. And it could be personal, it could be professional, it could be people that love you so much and believe in you. They are your team. They are trying to help. And last but not least on opportunity is the letter Y. And that means you make this opportunity. You are the ones that'll make this career in the automotive industry a success. It's you that's going to be making yourself successful. Right? I can see your head. Look like a bobblehead. But it's you guys that make opportunities happen. And the only way to do it is you got to believe in yourself.
He has proven methods that really work. If you want to make more money, take these classes. He's intense, truthful, and he knows what he's doing. Check him out.
Ron Garvick, man, where to start with this guy? I've had the pleasure of working under him for the past 4 years. He's my manager up at Street Volkswagen. and it's just been an amazing experience. I came in as a green pea with no experience, and he's went over and taught me a lot of great stuff with the car business, whether it's negotiating, trade appraisals, walkarounds, you name it. He's went over it with me, and I'm super appreciative. He brings a ton to the table, a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience. He's worked the desk. He's worked every position, BDC, sales. He's done everything in the dealership, so he has a wealth of knowledge, and having those credentials behind him really solidifies what he's saying. He knows his shit. He's good at what he does. He's had results. So definitely listen to Rod Garbrick, man. I'm very blessed to have him at the dealership and be able to learn from him directly. So tons of good stuff. Can't wait for y'all to check it out.
Hello guys, my name is Joel Marquez, and I highly recommend Ron Garbrick sales training because he's very passionate at what he does. Me and Ron have been working together for over 5 years, 2 different dealerships. I went from making $2,000 to $2,500 to pushing over $10,000 a month. Yes, I'm currently over $100,000 year to date in about 8.5 months. I highly recommend you guys take advantage of all his courses. He's great at what he does. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.
Welcome back to the Automotive Architect Sales Podcast. I am your host, Ron Garvick. I want to thank these proud sponsors once again. Dealer Elite, the most recognized automotive social network in the world. Sign up now and engage with the best and brightest in this industry. So, that being said, with the people we have on, keep going in and out. What are your thoughts on opportunity? Let's go with Hector. Hector, what do you think about opportunity? Your mic's not on, brother.
Turn it on that.
All right, Hector took a little time off. Let's go with Pua. What are your thoughts on opportunity?
Well, that's a lot of words that you fit into opportunity. I mean, it's all relative. It all comes to everything that we do every single day. All of these things that are included in opportunity, obstacles, people being prepared, how to take objections, reason why you're here. Everything is it's all about what we deal with every day, and it's important to think about all these things on a daily basis and utilize them.
All right, let's go with the Step Brothers.
It's all you, buddy.
Ramon, what is your thoughts on opportunity?
I think it's an interesting way to look at it, especially me coming from a different industry, working at a desk, being in the back, not really having to deal with objections with people, and not really doing sales. I think the way you put it is a great way to think about it.
And you were sitting there telling me that you really didn't have to deal with people and objections and whatnot. But if you really think about it, in everyday life, you deal with people. You deal with people in everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be your significant other. It could be your in-laws. It could be the person at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like ketchup on your quarter pounder? No. Why not? I really don't like ketchup. It's a prime example. When you go into a store and someone asks you if you need help, no. But then later on, you're looking for that person that asks you, hey, do you need help? And he's not around.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when it comes to opportunities that you're given, you have to think about obstacles, people prepared, objections, reason, time, understand, no excuses, idea, teamwork, and you. Because that all molds together. That all comes together as one. Mr. Donnie Bell, what is your thoughts? Your mic's not on.
Muted.
There you go. There you go, my friend.
Yeah, where I come from, a lot of people don't make it to where I am, and look for a way. They take a lot of different routes to try to get where I am, and it's a special opportunity for sure.
And then we got Cole Joseph, my friend. I know you're with your daughter.
And eating.
I'm eating food right now.
But when it comes to opportunity, what is your thoughts? You've had plenty of opportunities to come back and work for this organization. Out of those couple of times to now, it's significant. It's what is the feeling that you get when you're allowed to come back and be part of the family again?
It's great because as many times as I leave and come back, I always realize there's nothing else out there. Like you said, you can have a 9-to-5 job, or you can have a job where you're kind of limited to what you can do. And at a street Volkswagen, you can really grow as a person, and you can make more money than working 9-to-5. And it's a great place to be because every day there's new opportunity, to make someone happy, put another car on the road, and to just get better as a person daily. It's hard to really find stuff like out there, businesses out there like that who appreciate you and take you serious. So you just got to take yourself serious and work hard, and you'll get if you bust your ass, you'll see the results.
Yes, sir. I truly believe that. Mr. Caden, he went bye-bye on accident.
You know you're going to call on him.
Yeah. Well, I accidentally hit him. I was going to hit the other button.
I'm still here.
All right, there he is with a dip in his mouth. Hey, so before you've done anything in the car business, where you were to where you're at now, what is your thoughts on this opportunity?
It's huge, man. Kind of like what you touched on earlier. I mean, this is an opportunity for me to kind of just start fresh and start a reputation I can be proud of and build a name for myself where I don't need to be shameful for my talent of being a salesman.
100% there. So when it gets down to everything about being in the car business, there's like eight things that have to go. It's called a process, and it's the 8 steps to the sale. Okay, 8 steps to the sale. So you're sitting outside, you're watching the sun, getting a little suntan going on, and a customer shows up on the lot. And you look to your right, you look to your left, and you got a buddy that's looking right at you, and you guys are trying to figure out, all right, who's got the guts to go say hi? And being new, it's normal when you do that. And so someone's got to jump. Someone's got to be froggy, and they jump. So boom, you go. And you walk up to the customer, and in your mind, you're like, what do I say? What am I going to do? Oh, man, everything is just blurry now because you got everything running through your head. And you're like, oh, my God. Hi, I'm Pua. And they're like, hi. And so you're like trying to rush through these 8 steps in your head, right? But maybe you don't know there's 8 steps. Maybe it's 7, maybe it's 8, maybe it's 12, maybe it's I'm just going to go with the flow and see how it goes, right? So, but you have 7 seconds to make an impression on your customer. 7 seconds to see if they really want to buy from you or they're just trying to rush to get away from you so they can go to the next dealership. So you see the customer, and some dealers want you to say, hi, welcome to Street Volkswagen. My name is Ron. Are you here for parts and service? Why do we ask that? Because we want them to say, no, I'm here to buy a car. And then you start your process. You start, okay, say they want to buy a car. Now, what do I do? What kind of car are you looking for? Now you're leaving open questions for them to say, I'm looking for a Cadillac Escalade. Knowing damn right you don't have a Cadillac Escalade on the lot. So you ask, you're looking for a car, truck, SUV? Oh, I'm actually looking at an SUV. Are you looking at pre-owned, new, or used? They're going to tell you what they're going to look at. I want to look at a Ford Explorer. Okay, great. Let me ask you a question. What do you know about these Ford Explorers? Do you know they're compared to the Volkswagen Atlas? Have you ever checked out a Volkswagen Atlas? Have you seen the room that they have? Do you know anything about the safety on the Volkswagen Atlases? And you start asking them these questions, and so they can tell you, well, no, tell me more about these Atlases. Well, I'm glad you asked, because right now the Volkswagen Atlases are blah, 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 blah. And you start going through the line. You qualify them. Are you looking for lighter or darker colors? Are you looking for leather or cloth interior? On your leather, are you looking for lighter or darker colors? You never want to ask, what color are you looking for? Because they're always going to say the color that you don't have. Okay? So you qualify, you ask them questions. Are you adding on or are you replacing? In terms, meaning, are you trading or are you adding a new vehicle? And if they say they're adding or they're replacing, then you start asking them about their trade-in. What do you like about your trade-in? What don't you like about your trade-in? What do you or who's it financed with? How long have you had it for? You just go through the whole process of asking these questions so you can get some kind of idea what the customer is wanting, right? And by asking them these questions, why do I ask who is it financed with? Because it was financed with Santander, you know you're dealing with a subprime customer. If you're dealing with someone who says, oh, I went through Wells Fargo, then you have some kind of idea that you're dealing with a customer that pays their bills on time, right? So what we always like to ask is, what's important to you when you're looking for a new vehicle? And then they're going to tell you. This is qualifying. This is asking them questions about their car. This is asking them questions about the vehicle that they're trying to replace. So once you picked a vehicle out, now you go to step 3, and it's called presentation. And I don't think I have to go very in-depth with the presentation, but I would highly suggest you start with the new cars at the window sticker. Okay? You start at the window sticker so you have every option that this car has. And then you start doing the walk around. Get the customer in the driver's seat. Hey, feel how comfortable that car is. Shut the door. Get into the passenger side. Go over all the features and benefits inside the vehicle. Once you do that, then you tell them, hey, do me a favor. Put that car in drive and let's go on a test drive. Now you're on step 4. Go on to step 4. Then you start asking pre-closes like, ride's really good, don't it? Yeah, it really does. It's got all the options you want, right? Yeah, it does. Then when you're driving by a building that has glass windows, you look over and go, wow, look at that. And you let them look. Say, man, that's you in your new car. You're getting that ownership thinking in their head like, wow, you're right. Well, I do look good in that car. Damn. Do me a favor. Go back to the dealership. Let's go ahead and seal this up and get this vehicle signed up before anybody else takes it home today because you look good in it. Then you go inside. It's called the write-up. Guys, I know right now that every CRM can go on your phone. Okay? If you want to make the write-up, because this is the scary part, this is the write-up, this is where all the numbers come. Now they're getting nervous. Now the wall's up. Now they're freaking out. Now they're on their phone. They're like, holy shit, what is about to happen? I'm about to sign this car up. You mess up on their name, you mess up on their address, and you have to keep coming back. Mr. So-and-so, spell your name again. Do you go by Robert or do you go by Bob? Now, do you live at this address or do you have another address? But if you take a picture of their driver's license and the address pops up, the real name pops up, you always want to put on paper, on legal contracts, their legal name. So if they go by Bob, but their real name is Robert, then you go with that. My name is Ron, but my birth name was Ronald. So when I buy anything that's on a contract, it's Ronald. You ask them, is 123 Main Street your address? Oh, no, I recently moved. You change it on the phone. You want to make this process quick. You want to make this process smooth. But if you have to keep going back and forth because information is not correct, or you didn't ask them these questions, and then they go and sign paperwork, and then the banks go, hey, is his name Bob or is his name Robert? Guess what? Your happy ass is calling the customer to get them back in to re-sign paperwork. And knowing customers that I've dealt with, they're not too happy to keep coming back signing paperwork. It starts with you. But to make the process smooth, to make it easy, take a picture. Everybody's got it. Boom, it's on there. Then here comes the part. They're nervous. They've already said, yeah, I love this car. Depends on the numbers. You come out. Got this piece of paper for you. Now, we know that you're the judge and jury when it comes to these numbers, but I believe that they're fair numbers, not for only the dealership, but for yourself. And I want to present these numbers to you today. Here you go. Market value for yours, market value for ours. With a $5,000 initial investment, your payment's going to be $753. Now you're on to step 6, the close. You're not giving me enough for my trade. Okay, what would you like for your trade? I'd at least want $18,000 for my trade. Okay. Hey, Mr. Manager, the customer thinks they need to get $18,000 for their trade, and they'll buy right now. Okay. And I want to be the Pope, and that's never going to happen because I'm not Catholic. So that means what? Did you walk outside and look at their trade? Did you do the walk around, feel everything, look at the windshield, bring the customer with you? Guys, you're not bringing the customer with you. I watch you every single day. Take the customer outside with you. Let them tell you a story. You are failing when it comes to your money. I just want to sell a car. I want to get one of those numbers on the board. You're not doing what you need to do to keep the money in your pocket. Walk outside with the customer. Before you even come inside and do the write-up, you should be looking at their car with them. You should be walking to their car with them so they can tell you a story about the car that they want to take and give to you. But you bring a blank piece of paper, nothing written on it. Then the manager asks you, so tell me a story about the car. It's got a cracked windshield. It's got a door ding on the right panel. It needs tires. It stinks inside. It's like an ashtray, blah, 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 blah. So I go out. I appraise it. Another manager appraises it. We come back. We give a number. We give numbers. You go out there, show them the numbers, and they go, need to give me more from a trade. Okay. Hey, they want a little bit more for their trade. Why? Oh, because they said AutoNation's giving them blah, 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 blah. Right? Good for AutoNation. But there's a thing called we're closer than you think. Okay? And what it is you go down the line with your customer, and I got the sheet. No one's ever asked me for the sheet yet. No one's asked me for the sheet that says we're closer than you think, because we write out tires. $500. Windshield, $300. Detail, $400 because you got to ozone it. You got to vacuum all the ashes out. You've got to do an inside look at everything. Go all the way down the line. And then at the end, you compare what the price that we're given compared to the price that they want. And in the long run, they're going to be spending more money to get that $18,000 for their car than they would if I just gave them 15, right? So do that. So now we're back to closing. Closing is when a customer wants to negotiate the prices, okay? Rule 1, negotiating is optional. Stickers quicker. As the old saying goes, if you go into every sale thinking that you have to negotiate, you'll never hold maximum gross profit. While many of your deals will turn into a second and third pencil negotiation, it doesn't mean everyone has to. There's a lot of things that we buy without negotiating. Why can't car sales be the same? When we approach the end of the deal so excited for the customer and the value that we built for them, it changes our mindset. We're thinking about how much we're connected with them and how much they love their car, and asking for sticker price feels like a steal compared to what the car means to them. No one hopes they miss the putt once before sinking it in, or hopes that they brick the free throw. If you do, you're definitely a miss, okay? And I'm reading this. I wrote this a while back. So don't hope to expect that the deal will take multiple pencils. Hope for the sticker price. Hope that they agree to the first pencil and negotiate. And the negotiation will not be necessary. You might only ever find a couple of people who will pay sticker, but that doesn't matter. Believe that you have a great product, that it's fairly priced, and that you can show people how they can't afford to pass this up. The value far exceeds the price, so there's no reason to believe negotiating is necessary. Now, I'm going to go through step 7 and step 8 real quick. Step 7, delivery. Is when you pass the keys over to them and you have a delivery specialist go through the features and benefits of the vehicle. Number 8, follow-up. I ain't got to talk about that. Y'all know what to do when it comes to follow-up. So that being said, let's get to a group discussion. What is your thoughts about the steps to the sale? Caden.
For me right now, just getting the process down, it's still new to me. So that's where most of my anxiety comes from during the process. Really just going up to you financial managers and not wanting to make myself look stupid, first of all, but trying to get everything done and make sure everything's organized and where it needs to be. I'm just trying to hone those skills in and get that process down to where it's not so like mind-boggling for me and throws my my attitude of the sales like to where I'm more focused on that than the excitement I'm showing about getting them in the vehicle.
So you're saying that you're just trying to focus on getting them in the vehicle than worrying about the process. Is that what you said?
Well, I'm saying I need to focus more about the excitement I show towards getting them in the vehicle versus being stressed out about making sure my paperwork is in line where it needs to be for you guys to do what y'all need to do.
And I know that that's not easy when it comes to going to the desk and hoping that you get the paperwork all ready and it's all in organized. But that's why we have steps.
Yes, sir.
So we have steps when it comes to making sure before I go to the desk, I got to have a commitment first, right? A lot of you in here, when it comes to getting numbers for a customer, we fail to ask, is this the car you like? If we can get the numbers to fit your budget, will you buy today? Are we, and be completely honest, are we scared to ask the customer for all their information so we can give them real numbers? How many of you have lost deals because we don't have real numbers to give them and they leave on fake numbers?
Right.
The only way we're going to be able to give them real numbers so they can make an educated decision on the second most important purchase of their life is to give them real numbers. This weekend, we've had plenty of customers saying, yeah, my credit on FICO says I'm a 639. So we work numbers on a 639. What if those customers seen those numbers and went, oh, shit, never mind, we don't need to buy a car, and they leave? In all reality, they were a 740. But they didn't give us real information, so there was no reason for us to give them real numbers. And, God bless his soul, Tristan is worse about it. Oh, they're a 620, and you give them a 16.99 interest rate. Why are you giving them that? They want real numbers? Give me real credit. Guys, I can't work magic if I don't have real numbers. Well, you could at least give them a 9.9. Excuse me? When did you start becoming a genius and become smarter than the managers? The credit is the credit. I don't make the score. I don't make the interest rate. I'm just throwing it against the wall to see if it sticks, to see if it actually makes any sense, right? And God hope that the banks like their credit to give them a good interest rate. But I can't work wonders if I don't have the right credit for it. So when I would sit there and tell the customer, okay, so you live at this is your name, you live at this address. How much money do you make a month? Where do you work? How much money do you make a month? Is that gross or is that net? And I'll be honest, I would get all that information first, and then I go, oh, by the way, what's your social?
Yeah, but that's the thing. The second you ask for the social, then they get all scared. They're like, oh shit, they're serious.
But they
came in there.
Do you ask for the social first?
No, well, I go through I start at the beginning, and so yes, I'm getting contact, and that's on the first page. So that's usually, I start there. Birth date and social, and then I'm in address. Then I'm in employer. They
stop right there. They stop as soon as you say it, right?
So I should do that last.
Yeah, because they trust you when you do all the other information. You get their address, their employment. They just give it to you, give it to you, give it to you, give it to you.
Yes.
That trust, as soon as you ask the social, they start.
Before they know, they're like, oh shit, I give my social.
Yes.
You're about to be a buyer.
Yes. They get all scared.
Exactly.
Even though they walked in there with you, they're like, hello, it's a car dealership. Yes. I mean, you got to be a little bit serious. The fact that you walked into a full-on car dealership.
Here's another thing you can say when they are with you. You can say, "No, let me ask you a question. You don't have to buy today, do you?"
Mm-hmm.
Why would I do that, Christian?
It takes the pressure off. They go, "Oh, well, no, I don't have to buy," and then you can come back. But if the numbers work well with your budget and everything's good, you're able to buy today, right? So it's kind of like reverse psychology. Takes the pressure off.
And you guys heard me say it before.
Right.
This business is all about psychology. It's all about the person that believes the most is going to be the winner. So if you believe you're going to sell the car today, you're going to win. If
It's
they
a mind.
believe the mind is your tool. The mind is what keeps you going every single day. You know, I always say that I'm like the IRS. I got what it takes to take what you got. And if I believe that I'm going to sell 3 cars today, I'm going to sell 3 cars today. Because that's the mindset that I have. That's the mindset. I can have a shitty manager. I can have a manager that's, and we're not naming names, just so don't blurt anything out. If I have a manager that is negative today, is having little man syndrome, whatever it may be, he's just irate, mad at the world, say he's busy all the freaking time. I hear it all. I choose to ignore. I've been through it. When I was a salesman, I've been through it. But no one, not me, not any manager at that store is going to stop me from making money and selling 3 cars today. Right? So we used to have, when I was selling, we used to have problems with managers on Facebook, talking on their phone, not paying attention to the car deal. I used to bring 3 or 4 deals to the desk at one time. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Focus. Hello, let's sell a car today. And I'd get pushback. Whoa, you're trying to be an overachiever here. It wasn't me being an overachiever. It was me. I have bills to pay. And for me to get to this next step in this process, I need you to be 100% focused on me. Not on Facebook, not on your telephone, me. Focus on me. And I hope that you guys realize that when you come up to the desk and you come up to me, I grab your paper and let's rock and roll. I could be on my phone looking at Facebook, but when you're here, boom, I grab paper, let's go. You're like a little gnat that keeps buzzing around me. I'm like, okay, if I grab the paper, it'll go away. I don't want you to sell a car. I want you to stay up at the desk waiting for me, because that gives your customer time to talk yourself out of buying a car. Right? So if I'm there and you're with that little piece of paper, I'm grabbing it. Let's rock and roll. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Okay. Another thing about negotiation is stop being afraid to negotiate. Stop being afraid to negotiate with the customer. There's plenty of times that you guys are willing to negotiate with the manager on the car deal.
Right.
But Ron, they said they wanted to be $350 a month. Okay. Then we need to get them on a different vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, they don't want another vehicle. They want this vehicle. Another thing, and to be completely honest, I think we are the dealership capital of the world, because we won't sell the cars that we have on the lot, but we'll sure in the hell go sell cars that someone else has.
Right.
And then they want the same price of the car that we have on the lot. I really want that pure gray car or SUV, but can you give me the same price as it is on the lot? No, because it's special. We have to go get it. If you want that price, get the platinum gray. If you want to pay more, get the pure gray. It's up to you, but it doesn't matter to me. But I can't give you the same price. It's special. Right? So negotiating is about what you want, going after it, and respecting the customer in the process. The whole point is to get the win-win outcome. You win, the dealership wins, right? Stop being afraid to negotiate. Turn that fear into fun. JFK said once, that's John F. Kennedy for most of y'all that don't know who JFK is, let us never negotiate out of fear, but never fear to negotiate. So which means that if you need to look out for yourself while being willing to give a little in order to satisfy both parties, it's building the relationship instead of burning bridges with the customer. When you have kept the customer top of mind through the whole process, by now they're starting to trust you. This is where it can pay off, not just for them, but for you as well. If you help them see themselves in the vehicle, now it's time to help fit it into their budget. With all the closes that I'm teaching you and all the tools that I'm getting you ready for, you're able to ease their mind and find solutions for whatever problem they may have. And they'll have a lot of them that day. Right?
Right.
So remember, negotiation is not bad. Negotiating is perceived as being bad, but it's really not. It's like a game. I want the best deal. I want it now. If you don't give it to me, I'm walking out. And you give it to them. And then what happens?
We don't get no money.
No, they want to negotiate. You gave them the best deal, and then they want to negotiate.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? Why are we negotiating when you told me that you wanted the best deal up front? I'm giving it to you. You have it. Remember, the price is what you pay for something. The value is what you get. People are willing to pay more for product only if they feel that it gives them truly significant value. As a salesperson, you present this to them in the correct way. Sell based on value, not on price. Selling on value requires a balance and confidence, personal rapport, and you're doing your homework. This is becoming more difficult as technology is giving consumers greater access to price information online and with their competitors, right? Well, I could get this car cheaper over at Jeep Mester. I could get this car cheaper over at University. But sometimes there's hidden messages in those better pricing.
Right.
So are the customers buying the car or are they buying you also? If they like you and they would like to pay a little bit more, then there's no reason why they wouldn't buy your car, right? So keep that in mind. Also, your buyers haven't gotten used to the way things are, and in many cases, they have simply accepted all inconveniences that they currently face. Your job as a salesperson is to challenge these assumptions. You must help your buyers imagine what the world would be like if those assumptions were erased. Show them that the benefit that they would get out of buying for your solution. You must do this for them. They cannot be expected to do it for themselves. If they could, they would receive calls all day from clients who tell you their issues. So what are your guys' thoughts? Anybody? Don't everybody speak up on this.
Get Ziploc bags and then put.
I think you cut out at the very, very end. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Donnie.
It took me a long time to get to where I was bold enough to be realistic with the customers. A lot of times they ask for ridiculous discounts, and really I don't care about that anymore as much, because before it was, I just wasn't that good at car sales. I wanted to get the deal done if I had to beg for an extra $500 off or whatever. But now, I'll put the value of the car and the value of their trade. I'll hold it more in front of them now. If this is what your car is worth, this is what your car is worth. I'll give them the reasons. I'll make it sound reasonable to them. And especially for the prices of our cars now, instead of just saying this is what the price is, they won't give you a discount. If you get them to understand the reason why the car is priced the way it's priced, then a lot of times they'll agree to a deal that they saying that they wouldn't agree to. We won't pay that much for that car because it's priced there elsewhere, or that's too much, or whatever the case is. Just make them believe that their price is reasonable.
And you experienced the other day with a customer that wanted to negotiate on a vehicle. They wanted a better deal. And what did you experience? When I took that piece of paper and I started writing things down, what did you experience when you went and showed it to the customer?
They said they literally said, I'll walk. If you don't give me more for my trade and you don't take a little bit off 1,000, give us 1,000 more for our trade and take 1,000 off of the Atlas they're buying. They said, we'll walk. Literal words. They said, I'll walk. And I went back to Ron. I was like, my words aren't working for them. Like, I'm not asking for no discount. I didn't go to the desk to ask for a discount, but I went to Ron. I was like, they're not listening to me. It's not getting through to him. He was like, break it down for him like this. And I took a sheet of paper that he gave me with the reason why we have our car priced, the reason why we're not giving them 1,000 off. And he gave me the list. I took it back to them and I explained to them the reason why we weren't going to give them 1,000 off by Alice and why we weren't going to give them 1,000 more in their trade. And they ended up giving us $3,000 to get the Atlas.
Did you hear what he said? They were giving us $3,000 more. We had $634 in profit. I wrote $200 to pay Donnie, $100 to put it and get it washed and detailed, $80 to put fuel in the Atlas, $200 to pay the girls in the back to process all the paperwork and get the paperwork ready for Texas County in Oklahoma. And then it left a certain pennies, a couple, maybe $40 left for the dealership to make money. Donnie calls me over and says, hey, Ron, they said they'll go ahead and do it. Can we hold the vehicle for Saturday? And they're putting $3,000 down. These people wanted $2,000 off. And at the end, they're willing to put $3,000 down to buy the car. But it's the whole confidence. I didn't have to get mad. I didn't have to go, Jesus Christ, just close the deal. I wrote it down in facts. This is what we're making. He asked me to print the profit sheet off. And then I just wrote, because this is how I was taught. Write it all down. $200 to pay Donnie. This is what it's going to cost. So we're only going to make $40 for the dealership itself just to keep lights on. There's no markup in these cars. I've noticed that. Where I came from, there was markup galore. And then they stopped. When you go into a Volkswagen store, there's no markup. There's no nothing anymore. So there's no incentives. There's no markup. If you want a great deal, you have me as your salesperson, not just for this car, but every car that you think about buying. You have the discount. On top of that, we'll give you discounts in the service department. We give you discounts in parts. We also invite you to come and have dinner with us occasionally, provided by Street Volkswagen. We may have taco night. We may have fajitas night, steak night, hamburgers, hot dogs. We provide you that. We invite you. It's called the New Car Clinic. You bought a new car, you're invited to come and eat with us so we can talk to you about the new car. We can talk to you about all the new vehicles that are coming. But that's what we do. That's the discount. You're going to get a phone call. If you do your job right, you're going to get a phone call from me every 3, 6, 9 months, a year. You're going to get a happy Thanksgiving call, a happy birthday call, a Merry Christmas call. You're not just a number. You're not just a mark on the board. You are my friend. I'm your car guy. Every time you want to buy a car, you think of me. That's why we're here. Guys, you are on tonight because you want to learn. You're on tonight because you want to get better. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock, 11:09, but you guys are taking time out of your evening to get better in this business. So what it means is always be learning. Always grab a book, read, role play. Sit there and go, okay, I'm the customer and you're a salesperson and you just sold me or trying to sell me this car. Go. You know what? I need to think about it. What do you need to think about? You know, I need to talk to my wife. Okay, if your wife was here, which one would she have an issue with? Would she have an issue with the car, or would she have an issue with the price or the numbers? Well, it's the numbers. Okay, what if she was here? What number would she like? In all reality, you know, it's not the wife, it's him. Well, we were hoping to be at a $475 payment. Okay, so there's different ways we can get to this $475 payment. May I share them with you? So, are you willing to put $3,500 down to get you to that payment? Oh, I ain't got no money. Okay. When's your next payment? In a couple of days. Okay, great. Are you willing to go ahead and give that amount down? Go ahead and make that payment with us. In all reality, we know that's not going to get them to a $475 payment, but it helps them a little bit. You know, may take $50 off or something like that. We're not even that much. Maybe find out what their main objective is. Price, product, payment, person. Let's go with product manager TOs. Why is a TO important? Well, some would say a TO is important because it gets a manager go out there to make the final decision if the customer can leave or not, right? But in all reality, you said one thing, the manager comes out, says the exact same thing. The customer believes the manager because they just heard you say it. So it has to be real, right? If the salesman said it and then the manager came out and said it, it's got to be real. Or let's say it is a product issue. The manager comes out and says, hey, if I take another $1,000 off, we go ahead and buy it today. Number May was not the issue. Or maybe you have a manager that's not a very good closer, may just ruin the whole car deal, and that's why you don't want to take a TO. That could be an issue too. Or it's just you're running out of things to say. Customer says they got to go. You give them a business card and they go. And then you hide. You hide because you don't want a manager to go, hey, what happened to your customer? They had to go. You didn't take a TO? You didn't have me talk to them before they left? Well, you were busy. We're not busy. My philosophy is I had piss poor managers that were that couldn't TO if their life depended on it. They couldn't get their way out of a paper bag. They couldn't even close an Eskimo to buy ice water. So I learned to close my own deals. Because I knew I was a better closer than the manager ever was going to be because I already built a rapport with this customer. I already knew what they wanted. All they're doing is giving me reasons not to buy the car when they told me when they first walked in they were wanting to buy a car. So I use that against them. Well, you know, let me sleep on it and I'll probably contact you tomorrow. You're not going to sleep on it. You already said you wanted to buy the car. Remember when you first came in? You were saying, we're looking for a car. We're looking for this SUV. I found you the SUV. I found the color that you wanted. I found the options that you wanted. I got you to the payment you wanted to be at. You didn't have to put any money down. That was one of your biggest fears. You didn't want to put any money down. You said you liked me. You said I was funny. You said this was a smooth process and we were all professional. So you really don't have to think about it. You really don't have to sleep on it. You really don't have to pray about it. You really don't have to do any of that. What is stopping you from buying the car today? That is where we have an issue. We have an issue of just asking the customer, what is stopping you from buying the car today? We need to grow some coconuts, some huevos, some calf fries, and we need to ask those questions. I said coconuts, Pua. We need to ask those questions. Stop being afraid. These people are holding your money. You were with them for 3 or 4 hours. Why wouldn't you ask them? Why aren't you buying this car today? They will tell you the honest truth. Mr. Smith, I thought we were having a great relationship. We were laughing. We were joking. You said you liked the car. You said that you liked the payment. Hell, you said you liked me because you said I was a nice person and you were recommended to come buy from me. That being said, what's stopping you from buying this car? Be completely honest with me, because I believe we built enough rapport that, in all honesty, if you're honest with me, that'll make me feel a little bit better. Because I wouldn't lie to you, and I don't expect you to lie to me. So, is it the price? Is it the payment? Is it me? Or is it the car? They're going to tell you. The more you keep getting up and going to the desk and then you tell the manager the whole life story of what's going on with this customer and why they want to go think about it, you could have spent that time and asked your customer. Because you get up and you go tell your manager, all you're doing is making excuses on why you didn't close the deal. I'm just going to be completely honest. You're making excuses on why you didn't want to close the deal. You're too scared, or you don't have the material to close it. In all honesty, I want to say that you just don't have the material. And that's my fault. If you don't have the material to be able to tell the customer, why don't you want to buy this car? And do it in a professional way, okay? Don't go, well, why don't you want to buy? I can see some of y'all doing that. Why don't you want to buy? But if you talk to them about it and you say, just out of all honesty or out of curiosity, why wouldn't you want to buy this today? What is really stopping you? I've had some weird objections. I've had people all fall in love with the car. This is what I want, blah, 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 present them numbers. And then for some God-known reason, Ron, to be completely honest, I have a tumor in my brain. Yeah. Which is baloney. And I called them out on it. Because if they had a tumor in their brain, they wouldn't have been excited to buy the car at that time, right? It's an excuse. I laugh it off. Okay, let me see the papers. It's just there. When you run out of excuses, you find your results. Excuses are just reasons, objections are just complaints because you didn't solve their problem. You didn't solve the problem on asking the questions on the car they want to buy. You didn't solve their problem when you asked them what price they wanted to pay. You didn't solve their problem when it came down to payment. You didn't solve their problem because they already had bad experiences with other salespeople, and you're just right there on the same level as a salesman at another dealership, right? So if you think about it, if someone gave you a pot of gold and they told you, for every customer you can't close, you have to give me a gold coin, would you be broke or would you prosper? Right? Let's reverse the roles on how you get paid. Imagine we already give you what you've been making every month. We're giving that to you. And we say, now, if you sell 20 cars and match what you would get paid, then you get to keep that money. But if you don't, then you owe the dealership money. That would be called a draw. We pay you in hopes that you will close the deal, that you will sell the same amount of cars. But what if you don't? I've worked at dealerships like that. They give you a draw. I'm going to give you a $2,000 draw. If you don't make that money, let's say you only make $1,300 that month, then you owe the company $700. New month happens, you make $1,500, and now you owe the company $1,300. You're going to get to a point where you're going to owe the company so much money that you're just going to quit. That's not how you should do business, but that would sure get you to sell cars, right? That would push you and motivate you. So just keep in mind, let's pretend that that's what you're getting paid. You already got that guaranteed money, but I need you to make $8,000 this month. I need you to make $8,000 this month so you will be able to not owe the company money. Because in all reality, you do owe the company money. When you're handed a $450 lead and you don't follow up with it and you don't do anything with that lead, you're paying $450 for that. Maybe not on that deal, but maybe on another deal. And in training, the training that you get, if you don't read that book that I gave you and start learning your closes on how to overcome a customer's objections, you're owing the company money. Because of not educating yourself, not doing what you need to do. When you're not doing that proper presentation on the car, you're throwing money out the window because that's where your gross is going. Because once you get inside and start doing the write-up and start doing the close and you start lowering the price of the vehicle, is because you didn't do what you needed to do on that car to make that money. You were selling on price and not on value, or you were speeding the process up. You're given this opportunity to go ahead and make a lot of money. You're given this opportunity to go ahead and provide for your family. You're handed this opportunity to be one step closer to that financial freedom you hope to get. You're working on a financial plan, not a monthly budget. What I want you to do is I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to know that you can do this. But if you keep getting in your own way and making excuses and laughing it off when you do something that you're not supposed to do, when you knew you were supposed to do the presentation, when you knew you were supposed to do the write-up, when you knew you were supposed to take a picture of their driver's license, when you knew to ask them the right questions on the car, when you knew you needed to walk with the customer to their trade, you're costing yourself money. You're cheating the system. And then when you get your paycheck every 2 weeks, you're like, oh crap, how am I going to pay my bills? And then you ask yourself, do I just want to go back and get guaranteed money and get my $11 an hour and work 40 hours a week? Because I have a lot more time. I have a lot more time to do other things that I wanted to do. Are you looking for the future? Are you looking into the future right now and going, do I want to work when I'm 68? Do I want to work when I can play? You save the money, you invest in yourself. You don't buy stupid shit. I know that hit you pretty hard right there, Christian.
Yeah, right in the chest.
But when it comes to that, let me talk about that subject real quick. When it comes to that, I have a boat. If I got a boat and you got a Jeep, that's just a little playtime. It's not like you're wasting money and buying stupid crap like guns.
Oh man.
Or guns or more stereo crap. I mean, there's play money and then there's investment money, right? So you worked your ass off to get this Jeep. You deserved it. When everybody was doubting you and, oh no, don't disappoint me. I don't know if you're going to be able to make it in this business. You have an opportunity and you took it. That was a reward for all the hard work you put in. But you still have money, right? You're still investing. Buying a Jeep is like saying, don't buy a house. Rent an apartment. You don't work your ass off for an apartment.
Right.
You don't work your ass off and make money to make other people's dreams come true. You buy a house because that's what the American way is. That's what freedom that you have. You buy a house because you worked your ass off for it. And buying a Jeep, that ain't bad. Mama loves it, right?
Yep.
Now, if you were buying a Lamborghini,
I'm broke.
You make X amount of dollars a month and you buy a Lamborghini and it's more than you could ever afford. Yeah, that's a stupid investment. It's just something that, when you're succeeding and you're doing well in this business, you're going to have haters. You're going to have doubters. You're going to have people that are always going to try to bring you down because of jealousy. Right? Not everybody understands what I'm doing. Not everybody understands the automotive architect. Not everybody understands Garv Automotive. They make fun of me. They laugh. They make comments. They're like, oh, okay, Mr. Architect. Because you don't have the balls to turn on a camera and get on a mic and provide content to people to help grow, to make you money. Haters are going to hate. But one thing that I have that I am proud of is you can laugh, but I will be the last one laughing when I'm walking inside that bank and making deposits. So laugh all you want. I'll be the last one laughing. And I have a loud laugh.
I don't think it's louder than Pua's though. Look, she's getting after it right now.
That's why she's on mute.
I've been muted all night.
Pua's got like a laugh of a Thor.
Pua's got a laugh that will scare the rattlesnakes to go back in their holes.
Oh my God. Because you're all a bunch of jokers.
But that is the mindset each and every one of you should have. When you do something great for yourself and you're successful, because we have friends that are haters, we have family that are haters, members of our family that are haters, and we have people that we work with that are haters. And the reason is because when you look at it, they're going to hate you because they can't be you. They can't do what you're doing. They talk the talk, but they never take that first step to start walking. And I've had that. I've had people laugh at me. You know, my my hometown, people know me as the old Ron. They know me as the loser Ron. They know me as the partier Ron. But I had to give all that up if I wanted to build a future, to be somebody that I could be proud of, to be somebody that my daughter could be proud of, that my family could be proud of, my internal family. And I'll still always remember growing up and being told when I was a child, when I was a kid, that, you know what, you'll never amount to anything. And I was told this 2 weeks before my father passed away, that I would never amount to anything. By my family. You can imagine a while back, family reunions was a little uncomfortable for them because A, they didn't recognize the new guy that came in, and B, when they did recognize who he wasn't very nice. You think Eminem's got some words to say and some dropping bombs and shit like that, but nothing compared when they see me rolling up in a F-150 truck and I'm wearing a suit walking into a family reunion. You got to be proud of what you do. You got to be proud of who you are, and you got to be proud of what you do. Each and every one of you on this screen, and the ones that didn't have their camera on, you could be in my shoes. One day you could be walking in my shoes. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be better than me. I want Caden to have the will to and confidence to go, man, I could close anybody. I want Ray to walk in and make 20 grand a month with confidence going, man, I got this. I want Pua, the only female in the dealership that's a salesperson, to kill it and sell 30 cars a month. And she could do that on a bad day, on a bad month. I want Cole to be able to get out of his own head, get out of his own way, and walk through those doors, knowing all the stuff that we provided him and all the video knowledge that he has to pop videos on with confidence to every customer in the CRM and watch those customers come in and buy cars through only Cole, because of everybody loves Cole. I want Donnie to know that he doesn't have to take self huddles every other day and disappear for hours upon hours. And I'm just keeping it real, Donnie, so don't get mad at me. And you're making excuses to leave the dealership. I want you to be able to go, you know what? This is me. This is me. I'm providing for my son, because I told him that we're not going to be losers. I want to show him how a real man can make a living, not by the color of his skin, by the man that he is, the father that he is, to show that he could be able to provide for his son. So when his son grows up and he becomes a man, that he could have a great role model like he does in his father, because his father said, you know what, we could do this. It doesn't matter if I'm white, black, Mexican, Asian. I'm a man, and I'm a man of my word, and I can show you, son, that out there in the real world, that's not it. What we're doing here now for a black man to be successful in the automotive industry, this is what we do. Let's not get the stereotypic view of everybody else, but what we're doing here. And Owen has done it. Owen's done it. French fry fryer. A French fry fryer to being one of the top salesmen in the automotive industry.
Yeah, wow.
Born in Jamaica, grew up in Canada, came down to the Panhandle of Texas to run track, working at McDonald's, and now is investing in himself so much. This is what each and every one of you guys can do. Skylar, you just got here. You're in the business. You're learning. You worked at a dealership that didn't have no backbone, didn't have no training. Now you're here. Take it and run with it. Do something with it. This is your life. This is how you're going to be able to get to where you want to be in life. But I can give you everything, like I told Christian the other night. I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. But I will sure in the hell stick an enema up your ass and make you freaking take it, because I am not going to let you fail because I didn't fail.
Yes.
Either way, you're going to freaking drink that water, and you're going to love it, and you're going to lap it up, because the stuff that I give you, the information, the content, and the tools is going to make you successful. But the only way you're going to be able to be successful is if you get out of your own way and get out of your own head.
Mm-hmm.
The only way. So keep that in mind. When you go to bed tonight, keep that in mind of, you know what? I'm here for a reason. God put you in this position for a reason. So when you're a carpenter, or you worked in a warehouse, or you were doing financial stuff, or you were checking people in at a hotel room, you were here for a reason. And that is to better yourself for your family. Someone said, hi, Ron. Hi, Facebook user. Damian Boudreaux, guys. Now, if you guys don't know who Damian Boudreaux is, he's like another one of my mentors. I love him to death. I always get a lot of advice from him. And he came to our store. I mean, funny thing about Damian Boudreaux, he walks in our store like he owns the store, right? And the knowledge that he gives. Now, if you don't know who Damian Boudreaux is, this guy is the mentor for the #1 car salesman in the world. Get us a world record. Ale Rada. He sells up in Detroit, Michigan. And now the conversation that I had with Damian Boudreaux about selling cars, because we were talking about guys selling 20 cars, 30 cars, 40 cars. And he told me the story about Ollie calling him up. And see, Ollie didn't just get into the car business and just decide to sell 60 cars a month, 70 cars, 100 cars a month. This guy I think in the end of December of 2019, he sold 200 cars in 1 month in December. Okay. And so he started in the car business. He had Damian as his mentor, and Damian goes, okay, so now how many cars you want to sell a month? He goes, I want to sell 60 cars. So that month's over. He calls Damian up and said, hey, I sold 60 cars. Okay, some of us has experienced this next step. Hey, I sold 60 cars. And then you're told, okay, now how many are you going to sell next month? So that is the response that he got. Not that he wasn't happy for him. It's not that he didn't say, yay, all right, rock on. He was already happy, and he goes, all right, now what are you going to do? What are you going to do for the next month? That month's over. What are you going to do this month? So the knowledge that Damian, and if you don't have him on social media, find him. Very, very smart guy. Proud to call him my friend. I have his training courses on my website, or not on my website, but on my computer. And the material, he gets in your head. He literally gets in your head and gets you thinking when it comes to this training that he gives. And I'm trying to find it here. There it is. I'll share it here so you guys can look at it on my screen. So it's right here, Auto Training Academy. So when I run out of things to do and I need to focus and get my mind right, I look at the videos that Damian has. And video 1, the opportunity, video 2, maximizing potential, overcoming adversity, the 5 pillars of high achievement, clarity, energy, intentionality, and consistency. This guy, he gave this to us for free because he's a friend of John's. He's very, very knowledgeable. So find him on Facebook too. And also he can share the 100 car book with you guys. How to sell 100 cars in a month. Find him on social media. We're supposed to get him in Amarillo soon. He's supposed to stop by the store and help us all out. We're trying to get that all organized and whatnot. But Damian, I can't say enough good things about Damian. And seeing him up at 11:42 at night is incredible. And another thing, I'm honored to have him watching the show and giving me information to share with you guys, because man, this guy is one of a kind, and the stuff that he shares, the stuff that he gives us is incredible. And he literally will have you sit down and talk about I am. And there's like, oh man, I can't remember how many. There's a link that you click on it and you write down, I am smart, I am incredible, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am kind, I am happy. Write as many as you can down. 60 positive characteristics about you. and you write them down, and it's just incredible of how this man has taken a guy and helped him sell 100 cars a month. Now there's some out there like Cody Carter and Frank Cranitti. They sold the cars too, but Ale Rada was the first. And the record was broken, I think, 1970 something. That guy had the record, and Ale came in and he broke it. So before you guys even started, we actually had Ale Rada on a phone call when Damien was in the store. Damien called him up and he gave some advice for the salespeople in the Saturday huddle. So it's great to be able to have Damien on the show tonight. So, guys, Damien, this is my sales team. It's not all of them. These are the newbies. We got Pooh on top. She came from selling cars or working at a hotel at the front desk. Yep. Caden, he's in the blue. He was a carpenter and came into the car business. The guy rubbing his eyes there is Raymond, Ray, whatever you want to call him. He was a financial guy. And Christian, Damien, you'll be proud of this guy. Christian right there with the goatee. Sold 17 cars last month and made a lot of money. And he's not even his full year in the car business. And he is tracking and pacing to make over $100,000 this year. So, I take a little bit of Grant Cardone. I take a little bit of Damien. Right. Take a little bit of all these people that are mentors to me. I take a little bit of Shaka Dyson and I share with you guys. So, some of the stuff that I talk about, some of the stuff that I share is because of conversations that I've had with people like Damien Boudreaux, because everybody has to have a mentor, even myself. John's my mentor. Damien's my mentor. It's just, he said, congratulations, guys. It's great to have people that back you up and support you in everything you do. So, but do you guys have any questions, thoughts on live, concerns? I hope everything that I shared with you, you got something out of it tonight. We talked about opportunity, what everything means in opportunity. We talked about this process in the sale, all the way from follow-up. And we talked about life. We talked about success personally and professionally in the automotive industry. And I really, really hope that you got something out of this tonight, because I couldn't get all this shared in if it had to be in the conference room. But I wanted this to help you, give you some insight of what not only do I do and what I represent and what my company represents, but what John Luciano wants out of you guys for you guys to succeed. And yes, they say shit rolls downhill, but also if you're successful, we're successful. If you sell cars and make money, the dealership gets to stay in business. And it's a great opportunity, because if you guys can't grow, the store can't grow. When I started at the dealership, hell, we were selling 80 cars a month. And look where we're at. Selling 80 cars a month, giving up cars, giving away cars, losing money on new cars. And now we're making money on new cars. We're making money. We only had David Ortiz that was the only one making over $100,000 a year. Out of 18 salespeople now, we have 12 that are pacing to make over 100. Okay. 3 of them I brought to the store, David himself. So that leaves what? 3, 1. That leaves 8 people that I've trained that's making over $100,000 a year. So if you don't believe that it works, you just ask those guys. Ask a Owen, ask a Christian, ask a Donnie. It's there. You guys can make it. You guys can make the money. You just got to believe in the process. You got to believe in what you're doing.
Excellent.
That being said, it is 11 o'clock, or not 11 o'clock. It's almost midnight. I do have a meeting in the morning at 8:15, so we're going to cut this off short. But I appreciate everybody that's on tonight. I hope you got something out of it. Hope you
Yes.
take it with you. And it's great to have each and every one of you on tonight. And that being said, don't go anywhere. I'm going to hit this real quick, and I'll talk to you guys in a moment. Sounds good?
Appreciate you, Ron.